Hello and welcome back to Let's Play UnderRail Expedition with me, BringItDon. Let's go talk to Odd Todd again. An odor of pungent, sour sweetness mixed with sweat permeates the air. The ventilation units appear to be out of order. You find him sitting on the bench, wiping his forehead with the absorbent patch on his sleeve. Then, with gleaming eyes, he opens an unlabeled institutional-sized can and begins scooping some kind of dark paste from it. Its smell is sweet and sour, and distance-keepingly pungent, but he seems to be reveling in the stuff. I had to speak to your parents and parents-in-law again. He closes his eyes. Base. Welcome back, Mr. Invictus. Care for a drink? I have an old bottle of green coral. Double distilled. Wonderful, mature spirit. No thank you. You're most generous, Mr. Newman. He pours some invisible liquid into an invisible glass. Base. Cheers. He then raises this imaginary glass, swirls the liquid that's not in it, sniffs its fictitious smell before taking a delightful sip of nothing. Pretend to drink. Yes, very nice. Baritone, after taking a sip of nothing himself. Splendid. I'd like to talk to you about Todd. What did he screw up now? Hoarse falsetto. Angus, please. Don't jump to conclusions, dear. I'm sure it's nothing of the sort. Mr. Invictus, what did you want to talk to us about? Todd seems to be exercising a lot. Baritone. Todd suffers from numerous health problems, both physiological and psychological. Hoarse falsetto. Life here, it's truly difficult. Baritone. Yes, but the worst of all, Todd has fertility problems. Bass, with a slightly wavering voice. The boy's useless. Baritone, before Shelley has a chance to respond. There is still hope for him and Senna to have a child, but it all depends on him. I've treated Todd for years. There is only so much I can do. Gentle falsetto, shaking her head. No hope. Silence. Can you let Todd unlock the gate to R&D for me? Hoarse baritone falsetto. The boy unlocks it now, what's next? He'll go there and screw something up. Flood the station. There could be germs there, viruses. He could get sick. Or if he follows you, hurt himself. New unknown spaces are likely to cause him stress. Plenty of stress. What you see in Todd's face seems to represent everyone looking at each other. Their verdict, a silent yet resounding no. Can I talk to Senna? Baritone. Unfortunately, no. She can't speak to you. Gentle falsetto. Or anyone else. Why not? She's resting. All this concerning Todd, it's too heavy a burden for her. She's resting. Angus. Yes? You don't think all too highly of your son, do you? How can I, Mr. Invictus? How can I? My only son, my blood, the carrier of my genes. Yet he can't even learn how to use a simple tool bracer. I've tried teaching him, many other things too, but he always finds a way to screw it all up. Darn it all to depths. He stares at his outstretched palms. These hands, with these I alone have maintained a station ever since my father died. May a spirit float freely. With these hands I brought servants back to life to take care of our two families. Saved us all from flooding and loss of electrical power on numerous occasions. And my son can't maintain his own room. The only thing these hands couldn't do was raise a man. Alright, I'll think about all of this. In the meantime. Shelley. Hoarse falsetto. Yes, Mr. Invictus? Don't you think you may be a bit too protective of Todd? I beg to differ. I'm as protective as a mother should be. It's my duty. Todd is a perfectly capable young man, but there will always be things where mother knows best. And mistakes happen. Mistakes happen. Like in aquaponics. There are many ways he could hurt himself, and he needs to eat well. And why should he worry about it if his mother is an alimentary technician? It's my expertise. I can prepare everything for him, and... She sighs, then pauses, then sighs again. No matter how old he is, he's, to me, still that little boy from our family portrait. Family portrait. Hoarse falsetto. Oh yes, in our room, family portraits are a matter of tradition here. Every year, an entire family would get photographed in the photo room, and effects and backgrounds of our choice would be added. It was wonderful. Some, had little taste. But in our family, it was something we'd spend a lot of time planning to get a perfect picture. But after the photo room equipment got broken down, we stopped doing it. Angus tried repairing it, but there's no way to manufacture the replacement parts. She sighs. Stig? How may I help you? The baritone voice. You think the regimen you put Todd on is really good for his psyche? His mental state is indeed delicate. Todd is suffering from a complex form of infantile regression, a condition in which a person regresses to an earlier stage of development, adapting childish mannerisms and behavior. It serves as a defense mechanism to protect the psyche from an unacceptable reality. In his case, his fertility problems. Yeah, I'm sure that's what it is. However, mind and body are interconnected. His problems, fundamentally, are physiological in nature, so treating these issues will inevitably reflect positively on his mental state. There's an old Lemurian saying, a healthy mind and a healthy body. Exercise will not only help him get fit, but will also help him reduce stress, as exercise decreases tension, elevates the mood, improves sleep, and self-esteem. I have years and years of Todd's test results on my computer, which have led me to these conclusions. Tests? What kind of tests? The ones I keep on my computer in the doctor's office. They're various and numerous. I've been Todd's physician since his birth, after all. And Asta? A strange thing happens. Todd pauses. Todd, as he appears to have suddenly fallen out of character, his mouth moving, but no words coming out. Then, gentle falsetto. Please speak to my husband. So we can't talk to... Okay. So what I'm assuming I have to do is teach him how to use a tool, do something with that picture, and then some of the test results. Security office. You see power levels for the whole station here. Research and Development Dome has the most power allocated to it out of all domes, but draws little at the moment. Power Dome houses 2 hydrothermal generators, both of which are in good condition. Food processing, aquaponics, and manufacturing domes draw no power at all. They are disconnected from the grid. Docking and 2 residential domes are stable. Medication Synthesis Unit. Lumco L MSU Medication Synthesis Unit. Please select the item you want to synthesize. The percentage of total MedSynth chemical content required for synthesis is displayed next to each item. There is a 35%. Okay, I might do... let's just get some adrenaline shots. Alright, let's get a focus stim, and then one more adrenaline shot. There we go. Atlantean Health Report. A detailed health report on the sub-islander population transferred from Atlantis to Lemuria. It clearly promotes their suitability for life in compact, isolated environments like Abyssal Station Zero. 2 points of experience. Alright, so I'm assuming this is the computer that the baritone voice was talking about. Mr. Oyvinder? Most of the dishes are moldy and appear as though they haven't been touched in a long time. There's some disgusting puke green mass in the sink as well. Good news is I found some food. I really like the hum of the lights. It's really what fluorescent lights sound like. I didn't open these up, did I? Yes, I did. Oh, it goes further down that way. Interesting. Broken motion picture frame. A small hand-sized animated picture frame. It is heavily damaged, with one side being completely dark and the other notably distorted and its animation frozen, all of which gives the people still depicted an unnerving appearance as they stare at the missing half. Okay. So that was... The depicted didn't make sense there. Empty tool bracer. Through its transparent cover you can see slots for various tools, none of which are present. These tools are stored around the user's forearm and can be rotated until reaching an opening at the anterior side. From here they are likely inserted into or even extracted from the hand. Unfortunately, this neat looking device doesn't appear to be functional anymore. So I'm assuming, yeah, we teach him how to use that. Alright, what do I need to drop? Drop half of these, and... I really don't need this many of these. Or this many of these. My computer. It depicts two blueprints side by side. One for handmaidens, the other for strongmen. Certain components are highlighted on both sides, and their properties displayed. Presumably for comparison. Okay. Did I open up these lockers in here? Not all of them. Alright, let's see. I probably don't need their vehicle repair kit right now. I'll drop that. Alright, so there's the picture, I'm assuming. Let's check out the painting. A digital frame displaying an animated family photograph. The family is tagged as Stig, Asta, and Savannah Oyvinder. They are standing in a warmly illuminated hall of imposing, perpendicular architecture. The father of the family is a tall, smiling man wearing a Lemurian doctor's coat and a high-tech monocle over his light blue eyes. The mother is a petite, smiling blonde wearing a simple but fittingly elegant cyan dress. Blue-eyed as well, but is wearing bifocal high-tech glasses instead. The daughter is a spitting image of her mother, the major differences being her somewhat lighter shade of hair and softer, rounder features. But wasn't it supposed to be the other family's painting that I was supposed to find? A name has been etched into the wall in big, shaky letters. Michael. A child's drawing. It's a piece of e-paper containing a shaky drawing of Lemuria. Buildings, people, servants, horned animals, crimson meadows. It's all there underneath a towering blue light. Okay, let's drop some more food stuff. There we go. That's trippy. Is there not a door leading into this room? I don't see one. I could easily miss it. Let's check out this computer real quick. I also make sure there's nothing I missed. I don't see a way into this room either. Welcome P. Bridges. Unable to connect to ASIN, only local data is available. Alright, we'll just try to contact the active security supervisor. None are active. Summon available handmaiden. Available handmaidens detected. Your request has been placed in a queue. Medical records. The one available is Todd Newman. Personal information, PID, yada yada, address 1-14, marital status married to Sineva Stake Oyvinder. Full name Todd Angus Newman. Contact at Todd A. Newman. Birth date was 9/10/226. Occupation NA, height, weight, blood pressure, blood type, Major allergies: aspirin, dust, and nickel. Hormone test results. Hormone test male, sample blood, hormone result unit reference range. So testosterone, I don't know what any of this means. So there's that. Let's look at the notes. Medication synthesis unit reminder. Useful substitutes in case of shortages. Bullhead, focus stim, attention deficit disorder. Third eye, perceptual disorders. Hypercerebrics, cognitive disorders. Jumping bean, physical disorders. Twitch, reflexes. Oh, maybe I'm supposed to make something specific for Todd. Maybe I messed up. So the only painting I found was of the Oi vendors, but I'm pretty sure they were talking about the Newman's painting, right? Well, let's talk. Come here, Todd. Oh, I can't talk now. I have to exercise. I'd like to speak to your parents and parents-in-laws again. Alright. About Todd. Angus. Alright, I was told in the comment section that I have to be careful what I select. So let's, Baritone, how may I help you? I've seen some of Todd's medical records. He's got low testosterone levels. Could that be due to stress? Yes, among other things. Stress affects testosterone levels negatively, which then results in impotence. That's why we need to keep it at a minimum through exercise, while keeping him in an environment in which he can feel as safe as possible. You asked that Todd open the R&D dome gate for you. That in and of itself will be stressful for someone in as delicate condition as he is, as mundane an action as it may seem. Keeping him in one dome is going to be more stressful in the long run. Having a new, unknown space before him, one that has been described as dangerous to him repeatedly, is bound to cause him a lot of stress. Well, if you have a map of the dome, we'll show it to him so we both know what's out there. Also, he'll feel pressured not to make a mistake, even if it's such a simple thing. We should practice on the other gates first. Well, let's say it all goes well. What if later on he opens the gate and goes there alone and something happens to him? How about we wall it off afterwards? What if something in fact does go wrong when the gate opens? Something that's an actual threat? I'll take care of that if it happens. He'll see everything can be overcome. I think you're mostly wrong, Mr. Invictus. I cannot allow Todd near the gate if that's how you intend to handle the situation. Okay. But I'm here to keep him safe. Alright, so he's going to repeat the same thing. I just have to do different answers. I'll let him go first. Yeah, I'll tell him to go first. Yeah, sure. I'll tell him to go first. Pressure to make a mistake. I still think practicing on other gates first. Yeah, I know how implants work. I'll make sure he does it fine. Or he does fine. How about we just wall it off afterwards? Yeah, show him that anything can be overcome. Son of a gun. Alright, it's just a door, there's nothing to fear. He needs more space. Yeah, he just needs to take a deep breath. He shouldn't live in constant fear of everything. It won't. Son of a gun. Alright, I don't know. How are you supposed to know? Alright, I'm just gonna select one for all of these. Yeah, brute forcing your way through this isn't gonna work. There's too many options. It's just the door, there's nothing to fear. And it's best he keeps his eyes closed while he unlocks the gate. He just needs to take a deep breath. I'll make sure to tell him it's scary when I get back. He should just run away? You're completely wrong. Okay. So it went worse. Yeah, but I'm there to keep him safe. I'll tell him there's nothing there. I know how implants work. I'm gonna try and make it... Yeah, I'll make sure to tell him it's scary when I get back. Yeah, we wall it off afterwards. I'll take care of... Okay, mostly wrong. Son of a gun. How do you know... Alright, let's try a different one. Well, shoot. We're already here. Yeah, he needs more space. We should practice on the other gates first. He shouldn't live in constant fear of everything. I'll take care of it if it happens. I see what you mean, but I still can't allow Todd near the gate if that's how you intend to handle the situation. What? If you see what I mean. Maybe there's a... So maybe I got it mostly right except for one. I don't remember everything I selected though. Maybe keeping him in one dome is going to be more stressful in the long run. Then he needs more space. Then I'll remember if I select the deep breath or practice on other gates. Let's do deep breath. He should live in constant fear of everything. Alright, you make some very good points. So I still got one wrong. Or multiple wrong. Alright, so I said this one. Keeping him in one dome is a bad idea. He needs more space. We should practice on other gates first. I know I said one first, so let's try 3 here. He should live in constant fear of everything. He'll see that everything can be overcome. Okay, deep breath maybe, I don't... So just run away? Alright, I don't know if that's how I intend to handle the situation. Let's try Angus. I found this thing in the machine shop. Ah, my tool bracer. He smiles, then frowns. That moron lost all the tools. Could you show me how it works? After some hesitation, well, you put it on like this. He takes the bracer and puts his arm through it, having the decorated transparent section facing up. He then quickly presses on the root of his thumb with his fingers, which causes the straps to automatically tighten themselves around the forearm's anterior side. The strap lock still works. Good. So how do you use it? It's all gesture-based. There's a sensor by the wrist which detects even the most minute tendon movements. Pressing the root of your thumb activates and deactivates gesture recognition, but you can program it to your liking. He checks the connector at the base of the device, corroded. The tools inside are held by electromagnets, and you can move your hand to rotate them around your arm and have them inserted into your hand, all very smoothly, unless the magnetic focuser is gone to depths. It also picks up tools and replaces them with new ones. Once you get the hang of it, you can work really fast. In the past, there were some expert engineers who could use 2 bracers at the same time, but their bloodlines died out, sadly, their skills left untaught. Can I try the tool bracer on? There are no tools in it. I'm aware of that. He reaches for his outer thigh, pushing his hand right through his suit and into an imperceptible pocket. From it he pulls out some kind of a metal rivet, and as soon as he does so, the pocket seals back into invisibility. He opens the tool bracer cover and puts the rivet right into the middle. The magnets snap it into place and closes the bracer. This'll do. Here. Put it on like he did and press the root of your thumb with your fingers. The straps tighten around your forearm, slowing down a bit before locking, as if verifying its thickness. The end result feels rather comfortable. There. Now let's say you need to use a Huss wrench. In this case, a size 8 jack rivet. It's on position 1. Move your hand up in line with the rivet. Move your hand up. The inside part of the bracer, a hollow cylinder to which tools are attracted by magnets, rotates so that the rivet reaches the interior side, ready to be picked up. There you go. Move your hand down to... stare at it. Take it. Move your hand down and it'll drop into your hand. Move your hand down to reach for the rivet. As soon as your hand gets in position, you hear a short buzzing sound and you feel the rivet being passed into your hand. Now what do I do? Now tilt your hand down and give the rivet back to its bracer. I'm assuming he wants to teach somebody, so I backtracked a little bit. I know I got the first part right, but now I'm trying to teach him, because there's a reason why you don't just go through the motions, right? It's giving you all these other options. Now tilt your hand down and give the rivet back to the bracer. Can you figure out anything, child? Give the rivet back to the bracer. Tilt your hand down and inward, as if giving the tool back to the bracer. The magnet pulls the rivet from your hand and the cylinder rotates it back into its original position. All this happens very fluidly and quickly. Great, so you got the hang of it straight away. One more thing left to do. Some tools can be on the far ends of the bracer, and maybe you can't see them or need to access them more often. Let's rotate the whole cylinder. Tilt your hand up in line with the rivet, and while still keeping it up, rotate it left or right, wherever you want. Select the rivet and tilt your hand down. By the depths, by the depths. Tilt your hand up in line with the darn rivet, then rotate left or right. Rotate, left, right. Select the rivet and move it a bit to the left. The cylinder rotates, the rivet is now in place you selected. Finally, by the depths. I want to try again. Put it on and wait. Now press the root of your thumb with your fingers. Just a quick one. Do as he says. The straps tighten around your forearm, slowing down a bit before locking, as if verifying its thickness. The end result feels rather comfortable. There. Let's say you need to use a Huss. Alright, we've already read all that. Yeah, what do you mean, move up? Come on, child, pay attention, darn it. Alright, move your hand up. So what if you just do it right? So I'm just select the top answer because they seem to be the correct one. Alright, excellent. That's all there is to it, basically. It's not exactly robotic science. It's anyone but the boy. He shakes his head in disappointment. Okay, so you do need to make it... He basically needs to teach you how to use it. So you can't get it right every time. Alright, I'm going to play around with these off camera and try and figure it out. Because I have no idea which answers are right. This is frustrating. I felt like I did it right with Mr. Oyvinder. Yeah, I don't know. I'll play around with it off camera and hopefully have the solution in the next episode. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you guys in the next one.